Hi, this is Scott Jordan, and you are watching live here at Cellars of Sonoma in beautiful Railroad Square, Santa Rosa, California. And welcome to TV Tuesday Live. This is the show where we taste wine, we talk about wine, and tonight I've got Dave Batt in the house. Dave?
I am.
You are in the house?
I am.
So tonight I thought it'd be really fun to taste some of the wine specials that we've got going, that we're going to go from now through the end of the year. Okay. And we'll add some as we go along. These are wines that have reached the end of their vintage, and we're ready to release the next release of the wine, or we already have and we just got a little bit left over. These are limited production wines. These are limited quantity wines. They're anywhere from 30 to 50% off depending on which ones you get. You can mix and match 3 or more among the group of wines, which is cool.
Cool.
So just got to figure out 3 and life is good.
And these are not old wines.
No. Some of these are no. The oldest one in the group here is like 2008, but that's an ideal, which is a blend of Cab, Syrah, Petite Syrah, and Zinfandel. So
they could be actually quite nice.
Yeah, some of these you could get a vertical going, which would be really cool. Vertical is when you have same wine consecutive years.
I see
vertical. Yeah. And so that's kind of a cool, and that makes a really neat gift. You know, if you're looking to give out gifts this year for friends that you care a lot about, we do have 2-bottle and 3-bottle gift boxes, and they're red and festive, so you can use those to give to your friends.
Very cool.
Standing rule for me on giving wine as a gift, I always give that to someone that I can go over to their house and enjoy the wine. And the way that I do that, and here's a little secret way you do that, is you just tell them, you say, you know, don't open that wine until I'm there because I want to see the expression on your face when you taste this cool wine. And so now that sets me right up, right? Does that work? Yeah. So that sets me up, and then I'm like a rock star. Then and so I'm just waiting for them to open it.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And then I get to participate.
If they let you.
Well, no. I mean, if I give them a present, I'm sitting there.
I haven't gotten a gift like that from him, so I know that perhaps he doesn't trust me, that I might just drink it myself. I give you a taste, perhaps. Is that why I didn't get that gift?
Well, yeah, that's my, yeah. What I don't want you to do is in a rage when you've had other, other cocktails, and all of a sudden you go, oh, man, where's that bottle Scott got me? Whoa, dude. And then you go, 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 and you just do wine slamming. You go like this. You go, that was really good.
Now, did that look like a good impression of me or not?
Maybe. I'm just protecting my own interest. This is about me, not them. But it is a good gift. So if you really want to give a cool gift, it is. And we're going to taste, in the lineup tonight, we're going to taste Chardonnay from Russian River, Super Sonoman, James Family Pinot, the 2011. They're the Bonneau 12 Zinfandel, Dry Creek.
Okay.
During their Ideal, which is a red blend, and then Super Sonoman Syrah, which is that's a monster wine.
2009.
Yeah, 2009, and they're rocking. Those are great bottles of wine, and you'll really enjoy them. So let's start with the first wine, because everybody always gives me a hard time because I talk more than I pour. So this is a 2010 Chardonnay from Super Sonoman. It's from Green Valley. So Green Valley is inside of the Russian River. So inside the Russian River is that what would you call that? Sub-appellation?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a sub-appellation. Sometimes if you get small enough, they're called districts.
Okay.
And actually, the Green Valley is actually a fairly small appellation.
Yeah, it's not a huge area, right? Yeah, so inside of Russian River is that sub-appellation we call Green Valley. It's all Chardonnay. There's no blending. But here's what he does different in this wine that anybody else does. Anyway, let me just tell you a price point because it's a great bargain on this. At the 30% off, it's $45 retail. You get it for $31.50. Gotta love that. He aged this 18 months in brand new French oak. I mean, that's crazy stuff. That's crazy stuff.
Pretty intense.
But man, if you want an oaky, buttery Chardonnay, that one does it all day long.
Yeah, and it has that burned butter in the finish, so you kind of come back to this toastiness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In the notes here, he noticed tremendous acidity coupled with buttery notes, sweet citrus, and it's got a big mouthfeel. It's got a big, big mouthfeel, and you're not messing around. So what you want to do with a wine like this is you want to think food pairing. You know, you want to pair that up with your richer foods, I think. Don't you think? Something richer, like lobster or scallops or crab, if you're in season. Mm-hmm. Crab, right? Crab would be awesome. We're going to do a crab feed next year, don't you think? Wouldn't that be fun?
That's a concept, right?
What if we did it like right out here? Because it's kind of messy. I don't like doing it in here because it's a freaking mess. But we could put a tent out here and have a real intimate in the street, just kind of rocking, right? Do you think that'd be okay?
Take over the street then.
All right, we can do that. Yep. Now, those of you that are tuned in from other parts of the country that are thinking about coming to wine country, you want to make sure that you come to our gala event, which will be December 3rd, 6 till 9. It'll go later than that, but we start at 6 o'clock. We will have all 8 wineries represented in the room. Most of the winemakers will actually be in the room. And Heidi Barrett will be here. Jeff James will be here. He confirmed today, and so did David Cohen from Moondance confirmed today. And we'll get as many as we can in the room.
Right.
But it's a great opportunity to talk to the winemakers. It's a great opportunity to taste some of their wines that we don't normally have open. Those of you that came in last week or tuned in last week, we tasted some really nice wines from La Serena. She's making just, like all these guys, making these incredible wines. So that's a neat opportunity to talk to the winemaker. And so that's December 3rd. We'll get a flyer out this weekend, and you can make reservations to go to that. For wine club members,
it's open house style.
It is.
So if you can't quite make it at the start of it, you're not missing anything. Come on by.
Yeah.
And have a chance to talk one-on-one with winemakers.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We'll have some food pairings going throughout the room, and it's complimentary for wine club members and hospitality. Hospitality is defined as somebody in the wine industry or our strategic partners that we have at various hotels throughout Sonoma County. So for non-members or hospitality, it's $35, but that's the best $35 you're going to ever spend.
Great
you're going to be
sampling.
Yeah, pretty darn nice. And it's a live music night, so there'll be live music going on, I think, too. So anyway, big hit. That'll be fun. Got to love that coming up December 3rd. Don't forget. All right, so Super Sonoman, it's part of the 30% off mix and match 3 or more. Yeah, if you like that Rombauer, if you like that oaky buttery, man, this is giving it to you all day long. But a nice finish, but man, that oak is right there. I mean, there's wood in this thing. I can see the wood. It's in there. That's
little Home Depot logo I see on that one there.
Yeah, Home Depot logo. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just telling you, he does not. He puts brand new French oak in his rosé, which next week, unless I change my mind, we're going to do the other wines that are in, because there's more than these. And one of them is his Rosé that ages 18 months in brand new French oak, which is just crazy. I mean, that's crazy. But
Don't see that too often.
no. You don't see Rosé aged in any oak, much less, aged oak.
That's true.
Bye, guys. Thank you. So that's unusual in itself. Sometimes you do it, I don't know, to give it a little roundness, maybe.
Uh-huh.
That.
A lot of neutral oak, perhaps. Sure.
That's rocking and rolling. I don't have any problem with that. That's pouring really well. And it's not like it's a super old wine either. So you got a little time. You can put this down for a little bit if you're worried about time. The other thing that I will caution you on is this. Every single one of these wines that we have in the wine specials are limited production wines, so there isn't a secondary market. He made 100 cases of this.
Wow.
I mean, that's just not a lot of wine, gang. You're talking about, 4 barrels, 5 barrels at the most, right?
Yeah.
That's not a lot of wine. So take advantage of it. I had a customer in a week ago, and he wanted to get one of our vintners wines that actually hasn't been in the room for about a year, but he remembered me telling him, you better buy big because you're going to want more of this, and then it's going to be gone. Well, here he is, a year and a half, a year later, and he's at a position where he would pay double. He would have paid me.
Did you make that up, or did he say that? He said that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought I heard him say that.
He paid double
Yeah.
because he loved the wine so much. But you can't get it anywhere. You can't go to any secondary market. It doesn't exist. So you got to understand what I'm talking about, because I'm not kidding. These are world-class wines. This is another example. James Family Cellars, 2011. This is their Pinot Noir. On the label, this is kind of a transitional year. On the label here, it says the Sonoma Coast as the appellation. But actually, the Russian River appellation, this is good info for Jennifer, too, on James. The appellation for Russian River was extended through the Sonoma Coast. And so for 2012 and beyond, it'll say Russian River on the label because the appellation has been extended through there. And he did really well with this wine, too. He got 94 points and a gold medal at the North Coast Wine Challenge.
Nice.
He got gold medal at San Francisco Chronicle Wine Competition, and that's no slouchy competition. The Pinot Shootout, he got 90 points. He made 268 cases. Again, not a whole lot of wine, not really, in the wine world. We're down to, a few cases or so of this, and then we're moving on to 12. 10 months in French oak, a third of that new. So in contrast to what we just had, right, we went from 100% brand new French oak a more traditional, a third, style. Don't you think you see that more and more out there? Yeah. And then for our super geek people, the clone on that is 113 and 115. What does that tell me?
That's 228. Is that what you said? Oh. Is that what you were trying to?
I was trying to get to, what the heck is that for? There's no plugs on that side because I'm stupid.
Oh, she's looking for a charger.
There's a plug all over
there. There we go.
The reason I made that comment was when I built the bar, when I had the bar built, I had the electrician guy standing right over there, and he goes, "Do you want another wall plug there?" And I go, "No, there's one at the other end of the bar. We should be no problem." Now that would have cost me 75 cents for the plug, and about $20 of his labor. Now it'll cost me $500 of his labor, and whatever the hell the plug costs.
That sounds like the customer you just talked about, the more expensive wine.
What the heck? Unbelievable. A word for those of you that get involved in construction issues, put as many plugs as you can possibly put in.
Yeah.
Don't worry about overloading.
Forget the twos. Remember those fours you used to see?
Oh, my
Even
gosh.
do those.
I did the same thing with the back wall over here. There's not one stupid plug on that entire wall, except for the it's just crazy. Anyway, so, yeah, there's no plug back there because I'm stupid. Okay, so ageability, let's start with the Pinot. You want to think light, and you want to then think heavy. This is a 2011, so you could go another 5 to 7 years, no big deal. The key to Pinot, though, unlike more than I think other varietals, is you want to, pick up a case of it, stash it, and then pull a bottle every 6 or 8 months to see the progression. Because once it's really reached its peak, you want to really start drinking that wine and move on, don't you think? I mean, that's a smarter.
Just as long as when it climbs, at some point it just gets better and better, but you can drink it early. Likewise, on the other side of that peak, you can drink it a little after that peak as well.
Yeah.
It'll become softer, maybe even more elegant.
Yeah.
As it.
Yeah. So as we move through the varietals, Zinfandel, again, probably maybe 7, 8 years, something in there. And then the ideal, you're going to be able to age that one a little longer, I think, because it's got Syrah, Cab, Petite Syrah, and Zinfandel in it.
Okay.
And it's about 20 months in French oak, and about 2/3 of that's new oak. So that combination is going to push that one down the road. And then the Syrah, you could age that until the earth blows up. Because I'm just thinking, wait till we get, that is a big, huge monster wine that he aged in brand new French oak for a long time, too. He aged that in 24 months.
Of new oak.
Yeah, new oak. So that's all he does. And it's all mountain fruit. So, yeah. So, yeah, don't worry about ageability on Pinot. People get all freaked out about that. We've had older Pinots in here going back, 7, 8 years, and, man, they're fine. They really are. If they're made properly, they're pretty good.
And yeah, the things you carry in here, are really top excellence. I mean, really, really high level quality. And I have not seen any of them fall apart at all.
No.
Over the years.
No. So don't be afraid of Pinot. Everybody gets kind of weirded out. They think it's a Chardonnay, and they got to jump into it right away. You don't have to, man. You can just give it a little time. It's going to get real soft. The fruit's really big here. It's got a long way to go. The notes in here say cherry, raspberry, rose petals. You got that for sure. Bing cherry and strawberry with a little vanilla. Yeah, and then your dark berries, plum, soft leather with an elegant finish. It's got an elegant finish, no question about it.
Very nice.
And, Thanksgiving's coming up. Gosh, I actually admitted it. I wore a jacket today. I just want you to know I wore a jacket today because I know that when I leave here, it's been chilly at night, but I have to say it was absolutely fabulous out today. It was that was an epic, beautiful. It was like 75, almost 80.
Very
no
fall.
wind, but it had the fall. So I've succumbed to the fall. I mean, it is November, so I'm giving you fall. But I'm getting my sun, man, and I'm just digging it. And it's going to be nice the next few days. So cold at night, and Lake Tahoe got snow.
Cool.
So, yeah, that's all good stuff. We got a little rain, and it cleared out. And so, yeah, I'm succumbing to the fall. I'm not giving you winter yet. I'm not giving that up, but it's awful freaking dark out. I mean, look how dark it is. We do this show every single Tuesday, and, man, that's dark, dude, because 2 months ago, that
would be, yeah.
Yeah, we'd be
people
laying
knocking
on the
on
beach.
the window. Right.
Yeah. Sunny and pretty. Okay, so James Family Cellars, $36 retail, $25.50. Here's my. I'm gonna challenge those of you out there watching right now. Here's my challenge. Okay, you ready for this? If you can go to the grocery store and buy a $25 a state-grown Pinot Noir that aged in French oak, a third of it new, under 300 cases, okay? Because I want your quality level to be up. If you can get that in the grocery store, go ahead, take a picture of it, and I'll send you that $25 because I don't think you can do it. I don't think you could even get close. I bet you need to raise your radar price point up quite a bit with that criteria. So it's got to be, and I'll give you the opportunity to have Russian River and Sonoma Coast since the appellation changed, and it technically is now Russian River. Either one of those, a state-grown. Don't give me this poppycock where they got it from Uncle Ned and Mary and no. It's got to be a state-grown, meaning they own the land and farm the land. And then less than 300 cases, at least 10 months in French oak, and at least is a third of that new. Okay? $25, I'll send you the money. You're not going to find it. Just telling you. Am I right? Am I right? You're going to have a hell of a time.
What if they try and don't find it? Should they send you $25?
No, just buy a whole bunch of this wine. That's all. That'd be a lot better than sending me $25. But I'll guarantee you're not going to see it. You're just not. Sorry, not going to do it. Because I look all the time. You know, when I'm in the store.
Can't make it close.
No, not even close.
No.
You're going to have, and what's going to happen, here's what's going to happen. They're going to find maybe 35, 38, but it's going to be mass production.
Right.
It's not going to be 300 cases, which means you're in every barrel.
Yeah.
At that level. That's a little more handcrafted.
Right. Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Or they won't have the appellation, they'll have California, and that's not it.
Right. Yep.
A blend from all over the place. I'm just telling you.
That's true.
25.50. I'll even throw in the 50 cents. You're just not going to do it. Not on 3 or more. Because what does Safeway make you do? They make you buy 6, right?
Yeah.
The deal's on 6.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you, there's no way you're going to get a better buy than that. No way. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So Thanksgiving's coming up. The very best pairing that you could possibly do with your turkey, Pinot Noir. Without a doubt, there's no question about it. Pinot is king in that regard. All right. Bonneau Wines, 2000. This is a 2012. 2012. Bonneau Wines Zinfandel. Retailing is $30. You get this for $21. So this wine here, aged 15 months in French oak. They made 168 cases.
Think about that.
That's crazy.
It's a small project wine. It's a craft wine.
Now, there is a little blend going on here. It's 90% Zinfandel, 10% Petit Syrah. But I kind of like a Petit Syrah in there. That gives it a little bit of...
Lifts it up.
Lifts it up.
It can add a little more of an edge to it. You'll stand up to more food that way.
So this is a great example of Dry Creek fruit. It's real spicy. The spice is real noticeable in the wine. But that's Dry Creek Valley. That's kind of what you get in the Dry Creek Valley. Yeah, you have a question?
Brad would like to know about your challenge. So you said a grocery store, but what about Bevmo or Total Wines for the challenge?
No, I want to. No, because you could get some specialty shop that might possibly. Oh man, that's probably not. That's not quite. When I go for it. What, Brad, do you think you got it in the bag or something, dude? It's almost like you're baiting me here.
Yeah, well, they don't have the small.
I feel like I'm getting baited here. He's got it. He already looked it up.
The smallest production that would be 500 cases for one of the brands that they would carry in there as a private brand.
Yeah. Okay. Here, Brad, I'll let you go ahead and do it. But again, let me repeat. Now this show is filmed live, but it'll be up on the website forever and ever. You can never get rid of it. It's just the way it is. So if I do something weird tonight, it's going to be, I won't be able to run for president. Shoot. Dang it. Only if I could. All right, so here's the challenge. It's price point $25.50. 25.50 cents. Okay? Well, that's what this is here. I'm being, okay? It's going to be even money. They'll go 25. All right, so it goes 25. Thank you, guys. Bye. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. It was a good bottle of wine. 25 bucks. It's got to be either Russian River or Sonoma Coast appellation. Mm-hmm. It has to be estate wine. Okay? And don't give me this. It's got to say it right on there, estate wine. Okay?
Well, a state is any one of the states. A state?
No, not a state. No, a state.
I wanted you to
state.
correct that, just in case somebody
not a
on
state. Yeah, no.
will seize this.
Yeah. Well, once they put it in Sonoma County, I think that. Yeah. And then less than 300 cases, so that's fair. Aged in French oak for 10 months, and a third of it needs to be new French oak. Okay? So that way, it's apples to apples. So there's the challenge, 25, and if you find it and can prove that all of that information is correct, then I'll send you 25 buckarooskies.
Too bad it always gets lost in the mail.
Yeah.
Fortunate. This happens a lot.
I swear I sent it to you. At least I thought I did. I can't
recall
remember
doing
now. Yeah, so, yeah. Okay, so this is Dry Creek, 15 months French oak. Let me see notes here, anything. So he says the wine shows deep, dark purple ruby, a ruby hue. Yep, that's ruby.
That's a singer, right?
Yeah.
Plays Vegas.
Blackberries, dark plums, and raspberries, along with allspice, nutmeg. Allspice is probably the Dry Creek thing. That's what you kind of get. And white pepper. Yeah, you get a little pepper. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good descriptor. That's
white pepper.
Yeah. So if you like, oh man, boy, that's showing good, dude.
And it's real pretty on the finish.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is super excellent. Okay, now coming up this weekend in wine country, there's a bunch of stuff happening. On Thursday, we've got Greg Youter in the house on Thursday. Greg Youter, 7:30 to 10:30. He is rocking the house. Boy, he had a great show last time he was here. We're going to get him in more. He's super talented.
He is.
And puts on a good show, and it's very fun. And then on Friday, we've got Clay Bell, right? Clay Bell. And Clay's going to be playing more come December. Another really good entertainer. Excellent. And on the same day, we've got the Food and Wine Affair. If you already have your tickets, you're golden. If you don't have your tickets, you missed it. Sorry, that's the bad news on this event. There's probably like 5,000 people going to this. But just so that you know for the future, it's always done the first weekend of November. It is, each winery has created a recipe to pair up with their wines, with one of their wines, which is really cool. We did our food and wine pairing, so I've got 4 gourmet grilled cheese with 4 different wines, which is going to rock the house. That's going to be awesome. That's on Saturday and on Sunday. Sunday, we will only be open from 11 till 4, and then we're cutting out of here.
Oh, yeah?
Well, it's enough already, you know.
What about that sign I offered that you put on the outside saying "Help yourself"?
Oh yeah, well, we'll have a box, an honor box, with wine, and then they just take the bottles out, and then
put the money in,
and then they put the.
Oh.
Well, it's an
we
honor,
have
it's
to
an
rethink
honor
this.
box. we want you to We want you to, you know. Yeah. Yeah, that's not a big deal. Everyone's doing it.
I think so.
Yeah.
It'll work.
I honor it. I really do. So that's on Saturday. And then on, what did I say? That's on Saturday. And on Saturday that night, we've got, is John Pita in? Who's in? John Pita on Saturday, rocking the house. Got to love that. So John Pita coming in, and he had a great show this last week. So we're rocking and rolling. No problem whatsoever. And you can get these wine specials. You can't always taste this stuff because I don't have a lot of it.
Right, right.
Some of it's, I didn't open up the Ideal 09 because there's only 2 bottles. So first come, first serve. What can I say? It's a great, that's going to be a great vertical to have. So take advantage of these great prices that are available to you because we love you and we want you to enjoy our wine. Yeah.
Right.
But you like Zin, there's a wine you could lay down for a while. It's a 12. Hell,
That's nice.
right?
There's enough structure there to last for a while.
Yeah, you can definitely get some time. All right, here we go. This was introduced to me when the Deerings first came in the room. Now, they've been in here, I'll get this wrong because time just like rips. Oh, my gosh. They've been in the room now going on their 3rd year, right? We are finishing up 6 years. We will be 7 years in February, technically. That's crazy. I must be nuts. I swear I must be
Still
nuts. People say that. I go, yeah.
Still here on Tuesday nights.
Man, I must be crazy. But you know, I love it. So it's wineries like this that have done so well in here, and they make a really good product across the board. Their wines are just super solid. This is a neat little blend that they call the Ideal. 2008, but the structure on this is excellent. This wine is a blend of Syrah, Cab, Petit Syrah, and Zinfandel. And probably in that order. I don't have the notes in front of me, but it's a little more Syrah-based.
Okay.
But it's all from the Mayakama Mountains. So now they say, where's that? Well, in a town that's southeast, would you say? Kenwood southeast? Mm-hmm. Yeah, as the crow flies.
When it flies north.
Upper Road. Oh, it does?
When it flies north.
Oh, okay.
The south. Well, whatever.
Okay. I'm confused, but that's okay. So in Kenwood, there's a little road called Nuns Canyon Road. If you ever get out that way, it's it's kind of fun to drive up that road because there's vineyards all the way up that hill. And theirs is about a quarter of the way up, but the road system that he's built in there takes it to the very top. And when I first went over there, and he got me in one of those, what do they call those?
ATV?
It's a 4-wheel drive thing. No, it's called a mule. In one of those, they're called a mule. And it'll go through anything. I don't care. It doesn't matter. The terrain has nothing to do with it. Nothing whatsoever. It's the mule. And you can rip through the whole, and he took me all the way up to the very top. From that top area, you can see the ocean, the Sierras, San Francisco. It is, but you can't see, nobody else can see you. It's like this isolated, cool spot. It's what you'd have to find it. If you were looking for the property, except for going up that road, you'd have to go by helicopter and drop it in somewhere. I mean, it's that seclusive. It's really cool. Well, up there, he's growing all of this fruit.
Wow.
And that's the stuff, man. That's a great location. Absolutely great location. Now, I did say, did I say last year? I probably did. We're all the way into this year, and I still didn't do it. We have been trying to do a barbecue in the vineyard over there, but the problem is he's building this gigantic road that's like this I mean, he's got equipment that are the size of this tasting room. It's unbelievable. It looks like he's building a highway. It's unbelievable. But it's because of the elevation and all the steep turns and all that. And so because of that, we can't bring people in there. It's kind of tough. But this project should be, he's had good weather.
Sure.
So this project should be done. And that means we probably in the spring or early summer, we'll do a barbecue up there. And it'll blow your mind. It'll just blow your mind. Because it's a neat spot that very few people on the planet actually get to go to. Unless you work in his vineyard, or it's him. You have a question? Karina, would you hand her that mic so we can get that on? So I want the world to hear. I won't turn the camera on you. Just talk into the mic. I mean, it's a microphone.
Hi.
Yeah.
How does the different elevations affect the different grapes and how they taste and how they grow and all that stuff?
Dave, you're the resident purveyor of geek stuff.
Elevation actually is a lot about the sun aspect. For example, if you have a high enough elevation and the fog lays in lower, you'll be exposed up above. So the sun is affected, the contact with the sun, but also the temperatures as well. And very much when you get that high, there's a lot more potential for things to go wrong. Everything as simple as, well, it rained too much and we can't get up there to do what we needed to do. I mean, so even that. But a lot of it's about the climate and about the sun and how it interacts with the grapes. We always seem to like, all of us in the wine business, things that come from mountain fruit. You know, the mountain fruit come from the mountains. And if you're like 1,400 feet on up, I don't know what his altitude is.
Oh, it's up there, man. That peak is probably 15 at the top, I think, something like that. But it's all of that. Yeah, it's all of that.
Along there, you know, that definitely is mountain fruit. Mountain fruit goes for a premium. And I see, since obviously this is his vineyard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he's decided, rather than sell it to make the money on selling it, what he's doing is he's following his passion and putting it into his own product. And I like to hear that. I like to hear somebody who owns that product.
Well, you know what
doesn't say, I'm just going to sell it to all the guys who are bidding on it.
Yeah. No, you know what he's growing up there that you don't see a lot, and he had to buy it from Santa Barbara, but the Grenache Blanc.
Yeah.
So he planted Grenache Blanc up there because there's some areas up there, even though it's warm, that you'll get a little more shading that will allow you to put a white grape up there and not burn it. But he's got Grenache Blanc growing. I think next year's harvest he'll be able to pull that out of there.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, because you don't see Grenache Blanc, but it's a really popular wine in here, so it's an excellent product to have locally, without a doubt, because it's just beautiful. But all these other grapes are all from there, and they're magnificent. And the other thing that the mountain fruit, the vineyards up on the mountain, the vines are a little more stressed because they're digging harder for that water source. So your berries are much smaller, and you get more concentrated fruit, right? And so that lends it to a much richer wine, which is what you're seeing here. And then he didn't mess around with the aging process. He put it in 2/3 new French oak for 20 months. I mean, that's aggressive. That's pretty good. Yeah. And here's a 2008. Look at the color. It's just beautiful. There's no brickiness. Big tannins. Nice mouthfeel. Did you have another question? Okay. Wait. Well, because nobody can hear in TV land.
I knew you were going to say that.
So if he didn't use the French oak barrels and he used something else, what profile would we be tasting possibly?
Well, in my book, there's a sense of elegance that you get from the French oak. Yeah. And I think if you start to put American oak, and I'm not a fan of American oak, I'm just not. And I'm not ripping on Silver Oak, but it's an example. They make a great wine from Napa, but it's all 100% American, brand new American oak. And it doesn't have the elegance that I want. It makes a nice wine, and those become really good wines. But I'm a little impatient. I want a little elegance rather than.
We've heard your rants.
Oh man, you should see. I went to Costco today. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Don't get me
Wrap
started.
up our show.
No, I had a good experience today at Costco.
Oh, did you?
I did, yeah.
Oh.
I had no communists. There were no commies, so no carts laying out in the parking lot blocking my space that I wanted to pull into.
Those are the ones that feel that somebody else should correct that problem.
Well, that's the communist world. Yeah, absolutely. The government's going to come in, take your stupid cart away, and carry it over and pay this guy way too darn much money. Heck yeah, but not today. No way. They were okay.
I'm sorry she asked that question.
And I was in and out. But here's the best part. This was good. I was in and out. I was in and out with a lot of stuff. I got a whole bunch of stuff because of the weekend. I was in and out in 15 minutes.
Nice.
That's pretty good, man. There were some feeders.
Like,
That's feeders are people that bring their children to feed them at Costco at the free little sample table, and they tell the kids to have seconds and thirds, and then they clog up the whole aisle. There was only one, and I swung around it really quick, and I was in home stretch. I go, man, I can see the register, and I'm going, there's only 2 people there, and I'm going along, and some old lady's in the way. I'm going, get out of the way! You go, oh. No, I didn't do that.
she's in one of those carts.
Started to race me.
Yeah.
It was a great
I can see
experience.
that. I can see that.
It was okay. It was all right. So relate that back to wine.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we were talking about how you like French oak, and then there's
I
American
like a
oak.
little more elegant. Yeah.
And then there's Hungarian oak, which is very coarse grain. So the tighter the grain, it tends to be a little more elegant. And also, you're talking about 100% American oak in a particular wine.
Yeah.
Sometimes restraint or a combination of oak in the program, too, can change that entirely.
And you see that from time to time. You'll see a little French oak and some American.
Right.
But I'm just not a super. I guess I want a soft, and I don't mind if it kicks my teeth back and makes my jaw, vibrate. I can live with that. But I want an elegant. I want a nice, elegant finish, and the American oak doesn't do that for me. But that's just me. It's just so. But I sure like this. This is he's not kidding with this.
It's nice.
And we have this wine just for my wine club members that are watching. I've got currently 2008, 9, 10, and 11 of this wine. Now, caution, I'm just telling you, they're small production wines. I didn't see on the label to tell me what the production on it. It's not a lot. I only have 2 bottles of 09, and I don't know if there's even any more at all. But if you want a 4-bottle vertical, there's really only 2 that you could possibly get. But that's cool. There's nothing cooler than doing a vertical, right? Don't you think?
Oh,
we've
fun,
done that
fun.
before. That's a perfect thing to do in. It's a perfect thing to do in Thanksgiving.
Right.
Right? Because you've been with us on Thanksgiving. We've had some.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
yeah.
you do
Right.
those side by side.
Yeah.
You learn a lot about what each vintage brings.
Oh yeah.
Because if you're truly doing that, and the winemaking didn't change substantially, you've got a real chance to feel out what that vintage is versus the next or previous vintage.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Everything right with that.
I mean, I'm just telling you.
This is nice.
I'm just telling you. And go to the grocery store for that one. Okay. Retail's on at $45. We're talking $31.50. Now, same challenge. Okay. It's got to be the same blend. Let's keep everything the same. You're not going to mix it up with some weird stuff. So and it can be any percentage. I don't care about that. It's Cab, Syrah, Petit Syrah, Zinfandel. Any percentage. All 4 must be in it. It must be estate grown. It's your own. They own the vineyard. And it's got to be, in this example, that's considered Sonoma Valley mountain fruit.
Right.
It's the Mayakama mountain, but I I would extend that. I would extend it to Sonoma Valley. You're not going to find
So
it.
Sonoma Valley Mountain fruit. Valley Mountain.
Well, the thing of it is, if you look at the map, it is all mountain range.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a flat.
So they name it after the valley that runs between the mountains, basically.
Yeah. Go ahead. This unknown person just walked in, and now they want to ask questions. It's $200 a question now. Go ahead, fire away. You have as many questions as you want.
So this wine is called Ideal, and your challenge is to go find a wine that has the different grapes in it. Is
Yes.
there another name for this other than Ideal that people can go out?
No,
and
because you don't have 75% of one varietal, I then can call it anything I want in the sun. So I can call it Scott's Groovy Rock and Roll Wine, and that would be okay. So the name of it doesn't matter at all, but I want the varietals to match because that's being fair. If I'm going to send you 3150, you know, being stupid now that I've told the world that I'm challenging the entire world, by the way.
There's a winemaker out there saying, cool.
Yeah, he's going. I know he's going.
I'm going to put out a whole palette of this wine called...
Same vintage year, too. You can't cheat. You can't go with, 2013 and, you're not going to get it for that. But you're not going to see it. I'm just telling you. You're just not, okay?
So you're not looking in a particular section, like Zinfandel or...
No. It's got to have all 4 grapes in it that's in here. Because in theory, if I was going to challenge you and you lived here, I'd make you bring the bottle in and do a blind tasting, and whichever wine you liked in the blind tasting, if it was mine, you got to walk away and see it. But if it was yours, I'll pay you for your bottle. I mean, I'd do that challenge any day. So, but for those of you outside the area, I'm just going to trust that you could actually find it. But you're going to need to take pictures and give me some data, because I'm not peeling off.
So it won't be called a Zin, it won't be called a Pinot.
No, it won't.
It'll have to be a red blend.
It's going to be some red blend, just some.
Like
okay.
spelled backwards.
And that was your question. Because you don't have 75%, you can't call it a Zin or Syrah. So, but it's got to have all 4, and I don't care about the percentages. That has nothing. That's not the issue. The issue is that it was estate grown. The issue is small production. The issue is location where the fruit is. I mean, and then price point. Because really, good luck with that. It ain't going to happen. So,
cool.
But, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, I think. I'll look it up.
You might be wrong about that.
My wife's watching. She's about ready to dial the phone, but she's starting to write down all the things first, so it might take a while.
You'll be off the air by then.
Yeah, I'll be off the air, and then she'll go, "You're an idiot. That's unbelievable." They didn't believe that for 1 second. So. Nice. There's nothing wrong with that wine. I'm sorry. If you don't like that, you hate wine. That's just. Now, this wine has a really cool story. When we bring a wine into the tasting room, I don't taste with the winemakers and the owners. Now, this next part's going to sound a little weird, but there's a reason. And I really don't care what they feel about the wine, because the reality is, if they made the wine, they really like the wine. Okay? And what I'm saying is, I don't want your opinion to influence me. That's not necessary. I don't need to be sold. That's not necessary. It's wine. I learned a long time ago, it's about the product and the quality of the product.
Right.
So we never taste with the owners, never taste with the winemakers, because I don't need that influence in my head. It's not going to help. And if I don't like their wine, I don't want to say that in front of them, and that's really the reason why we do that. So we can just be just us, and we taste it, and we're hard on them. We're super hard. I'm looking for flaws. I'm looking for this yuck wine. We only take wineries that we liked every single sample they gave us. If they made 6 wines and 4 out of 6 are absolutely outstanding and the other ones are turds, not going there. Not going to do it. It's sloppy winemaking, and that will infect the other wine eventually. And my wine club members rely on me to get it correct because I don't give them choice on wine. I send them what I think is the best representation of the club. Sure. And so I have to get it right. And I can't go and make the wine for the winemaker. It's just not my thing. I don't have the passion for that, nor do I have time, and that's not ever going to happen. So I'm really, really tough on them. And you've had some tastings we've done.
Yeah, sure.
So this was an interesting tasting because when we got to this wine, I took a sip, and it was so tight. And tight means that the fruit hasn't opened up. So you're getting this mouthful of, like, stuff, and the tannins are ripping in my jaw. And I went, something is super wrong with this bottle of wine. Let's skip it and go through the rest of the tasting.
Portions of this program will be. Now the key is, I've just learned. No. So,
oh my
what's really
God,
cool? Here's a lesson learned right now. When you're about to sneeze, don't go like this. You shouldn't do that. Sorry at home if we kind of blew your headsets.
Oh, if you're watching this and you have headsets on or a little external speaker, we just blew your external speaker up.
That's now on I sneeze like this.
Oh my gosh, that'll make the blooper reel for sure. Wow, way to screw up my story. So, wow, you did good, Dave.
You were getting way too much attention.
I'm gonna let you talk from now on. Jeez, all you have to do is put your hand up or something. That's what she does.
Oh.
So anyway, we're doing this tasting, and we tasted this, and I went, oh my gosh, there's something super wrong going on here. This is weird. Finished the tasting. We went back and started with the Chardonnay again to go through a second round so we could, because the only thing I could think of is it needed to open up. And sure enough, in the glass, which is what Heidi Barrett talked about last week and what she taught me years ago, let the wine open up naturally in the glass. And sure enough, this sucker started to open up. And man, by the middle or end of that evening, that wine rocked. It was unbelievable. And what we didn't finish, I had taken to the tasting room, and I put a cork on it and just put it behind the bar, and I forgot about it for 4 days. I swear to God. I forgot about it for 4 days, and then somebody wanted to pour it in the room, and I pulled it out, and I go, oh, damn, that's that one that I had open. I'm not going to pour that. So I opened up a new one and poured it for the folks, but like a good, person, I poured some for me. And I went like that because I can take it. If it's a little oxidized, I'm okay. That thing was rocking. It was unbelievable. That sucker held up because it was so tight. And I'm not recommending that you do that. I'm just saying that particular bottle did that, which is really weird.
Is that bottle still back there now?
Yeah. It's been here a year now, and so it was amazing. But yeah, so if you buy this wine in your glass, make sure you open that up. And on glass, I want you to buy a better glass than what we offer here. The only reason that I'm not pouring these in really nice, what we call Bordeaux glass, is that I would be breaking them daily, and that's really expensive. These are hardy, and they achieve the objective, but oh man, is that wine better in a bigger bowl. Right?
He's talked about this for so long. I'm waiting for him to pour the thing. So we can
sorry.
taste it. Yeah, that's okay. So would you, when you do your tastings and invite people to bring in their line to you,
yes,
would you consider instead saying, all right, this is one we have to decant, and do that as part of your regular tasting procedure, or not?
Well, that's interesting that you would say that, because in talking with Heidi, she is really adamant about it. And then if I look up her credentials, and I look up on Google and see 1 million hits and they're all her, and the success that she's had, I kind of lean toward her theory. However, but I will put a caveat in that. If you are using a glass that I would consider not the very, very best, and this is a really nice glass. This is Riedel. This is good glass, but it's more universal. If you have a better bowl at home, let that thing open up in that better bowl, and it'll be just fine. This will take a little longer because the opening is so small, and the bowl is really not. I mean, it's nice. This is a really nice glass, but it's not. There's better ones, and trust me. There's much better glass, and that would open it up quicker because air is what you want to bring into it, and that's what a decanter does anyway. It has a larger opening and lets in more air. So I'm going with Heidi's in the glass. Let it open up through the meal.
So you take a nap and come back to your wine.
Just
You
choke
said
it
4
down.
days. 4 days. It was really.
It was
rocking.
still together. I mean, it was amazingly together. I wouldn't want to serve it to the guests here because it lost some of its fruit. But what I'm saying was, it wasn't like vinegar. I mean, it was seriously. I could have enjoyed that, and I'm not suggesting that you do that. I'm just saying, the damn thing was so tight that it took a while to. At least the next day it would have been okay. So it's a wine that, if you're, it's 8 o'clock at night and you're having a glass of wine and, you're going, wow, this is really cool and, whatever, and you can't finish it, then that's a cool one. Just tap that cork down, and the next day it'll be rocking. Yeah, that won't hurt you. That won't hurt you at all. All right. So let me tell you what he did here. First of all, for the geek people, he used a combination of clones, 174, 383, 470, and 877. You're going to get your calculator. You're going to tell me that's some of that, right? So those are the clones that were used, if that helps you. It was a 4-acre area, 1,025 feet elevation. So it's up there pretty good.
Yep, sure.
24 months in 75% of it was new French oak, and 25% was new Southern Hungarian oak.
Okay.
So similarities.
Tighter grain, and you got the looser grain.
So but it's similar to the French oak, isn't it? The Hungarian.
I mean, oak is oak, but the grain is entirely different, though, and so you end up with more surface in the Hungarian oak, so that you can actually extract more over, for instance, the second year and so forth. You'll actually continue to extract pretty boldly. It's a different character entirely. You're right. I mean, the elegance of tight-grained oak is talked about all the time, and then suddenly when you throw in, I was surprised to hear that, because suddenly you say, let me jump to Hungarian oak as part of the mix. It's an interesting thing. You very rarely see that. I mean, have you seen any of
No, you don't. You don't. And again, you're talking about brand new oak. So because he does not put any old oak in any of his wines, that had to be motivated by somebody else that's going to integrate that to their wine program after the 24 months that it hit here. So it's an interesting strategy.
There's probably a story behind it. It'd be worth asking him when you have him on.
Well, the next time I have Chris in here, let's drill down to that. That would be a very good question to understand the philosophy, because he's adamant about it. And when you put, we're going to have the rosé next week. when you put a rosé together in brand new French oak for 18 months, that's crazy stuff. That's wild. That changes the dynamics of what the wine is all about. I mean, it just changes the whole dynamics. Yeah. Limited production, 100 cases. So we are literally talking about a tiny, small production wine. There is not much of this left. I think in the house I got a case or something. But other than that, that's it, man. Case and a half, I think that's about, or maybe 2 cases. Wow. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of that left. I'm a big Syrah fan, so love Syrah. Okay, so that's a great testimony right there. So this person that we just found came from the streets. You live in the streets, right? Is that what it is? Okay, you live in the streets. Our friend here, Janet, we know her really well because she lives right out in front of the damn. Oh man, I set myself up for a good one. There we go.
She lives right.
She lives
right there.
Yeah, she lives right there. Yeah, she's not a big Syrah girl, but she sure liked that. So that and really, your wine of choice is more Chardonnay and so on. So yeah, that's a testament to aging the wine properly and doing a nice job.
Yeah, it's showing really well. 2009. Now Redwood Hill is the name of the vineyard.
Yeah, this is Mayakama fruit, but to the north.
Okay.
So it's more Alexander Valley up on the hill.
Okay.
And yeah, it's legit. That is, if you want a big wine, and again, this is something you're going to pair up probably with a ribeye, some ribs with a spicy sauce on it. Something real spicy, because you can go super, super spicy. So, yeah, that works really well.
And as new as this is, it still tastes really good.
Oh, heck yeah. My gosh, yeah.
It's only a 2009.
Yeah, it's only 2009.
Super Sonoman, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Yeah, that's a beautiful wine. So, nice lineup. And so for next week, we're gonna show you the rest of the wine specials, and I'll add some as the vintages allow us to do that. But we got some, those are pretty good deals. When I say 30% off, gang, I just want you to know that's wholesale. That's what a wine shop would buy it for. That's a great buy. And we're not making you buy a case. You're only going to buy 3, and heck, you can mix and match, and you got a heck of a selection on the mix and match side.
You fill up a cellar pretty quick with some older vintages, which is really kind of cool.
Yeah, and some more current stuff too. So take advantage of that before they're gone. This only made 100 cases. It's not like it's going to be gone. I want to thank all of you guys for tasting the wine and buying wine. That's what we appreciate that. We love that. And for Janet for nice questions, because she really makes
that elevation one.
Yeah. And Jennifer to help us make sure we're on track in tasting. And then Karina for everything else that's related to the entire thing that we do here. That's really... And mark your calendars for December 3rd. The gala event is right here at Cellars of Sonoma. You don't want to miss this one, because I will film it, and then you'll see it and go, darn it, that was dumb. How did I miss that? So don't miss that event. I don't care what it takes. You got to be here or be square. All right. And Dave, thank you very much for coming in and give us some geeky stuff.
You're welcome. That's nothing to sneeze at.
No, and don't sneeze, because we saw how that is. And this is where you discover wine one sip at a time here at Cellars of Sonoma. We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now. Woo!